The bizarre truth that no one has told you for 2 years. It's insane how much you can learn about the past just by observing fossilized footprints. These fossilized footprints were found in the White Sands National Park in the US and are estimated to be around 13,000 years old. The footprints of this person walked over a mile in one direction. Interestingly, occasionally a smaller footprint appears in the middle of this person's footprint scattered throughout the path. This suggests that it was likely an adult carrying a child across the muddy terrain. By observing the distance between the footsteps, it can be seen that this person was walking very quickly, likely fleeing from a giant ground sloth, an animal that was not extinct at that time. It could also be a mammoth, as there are some traces that suggest that there were also mammoths near this location. Finally, at one point of this person's footprints, they suddenly changed direction, and from that point on, the child's footprints were no longer present, meaning that the person had reached their destination and dropped off the child before turning back. It can be said that these fossilized footprints have given us an extremely clear view of a moment that happened a very long time ago. The surprising fact you never knew. Human skin also needs to be fed because there is a living layer on our skin called the microbiome. This is the world of countless types of bacteria. The number of them is so huge. To put it in perspective, your body is made up of about 10 trillion cells, but it is home to more than 100 trillion bacteria, meaning the number of bacteria on your body is 10 times the number of cells that make up your body. The weight of this bacteria colony amounts to 1.36 kilograms, which is equivalent to the weight of an adult human brain. From birth, we are all enveloped in a layer of beneficial bacteria through the mother's reproductive organs. It acts as an invisible shield protecting the baby's sensitive skin from harmful factors such as diaper rash, itching, and dry skin. In each baby, this layer of beneficial bacteria is unique and different from anyone else's. That's why not every baby has a healthy layer of bacteria, and the skin's resistance will weaken if the beneficial bacteria are not nurtured properly. To nurture them properly, a baby's skin needs to be supplemented with a special ingredient called prebiotic. The strange truth that you have never known. Over 6,000 years ago, a mysterious civilization had a detailed map of our solar system, and that was the Sumerians. The few surviving clay tablets they left behind show that they knew the sun was the star at the center of the solar system and that the other planets revolved around it. Even the way they drew the orbits and positions of the planets was completely accurate. To this day, we still cannot understand how the earliest ancient civilization of mankind could have such a profound understanding of astronomy. Interestingly, some of their drawings depict giant entities with strange bodies, which the Sumerians saw as deities. What's even more peculiar is that some of these deities show similar symbols to the human DNA strand. In addition, the Sumerians also had a symbol for their medical field, which coincidentally is very similar to the modern medical symbol. The question remains as to whether this ancient civilization was not backward and had developed beyond what we had assumed about them. The strange truth you never knew. Have you ever wondered if darkness has a speed? Will the speed of darkness be faster than the speed of light? Because light always follows darkness, as darkness is already there, while light is not. It sounds reasonable, but in fact, according to the explanation in physics, darkness does not exist. Darkness is only a space without photons. This means that it is a space without the existence of light. And even if darkness has a speed, it is only equal to the speed of light. For example, if the sun suddenly disappeared, it would take 8 minutes and 20 seconds for us to realize it because it takes that much time for light from the sun to reach the earth. Therefore, the last rays of the sun also take that much time to reach the earth before everything suddenly turns black. Similarly, if our neighboring galaxy, Andromeda, suddenly disappeared, it would take over 2.5 million years for us to know it because it takes that long for the absence of light from this galaxy to reach Earth. In summary, if darkness exists, its speed can only be equal to, but not faster than, the speed of light. The strange truth you never knew. These are notebooks that you are not allowed to look at with the naked eye and are not allowed to touch. These notebooks are currently kept in France and are preserved in a lead-lined safe. If you really want to read these notebooks, you must wear special protective gear and sign a commitment that if you pass away, it is entirely your own fault. The owner of these terrifying notebooks is the first person in the world to win 2 Nobel Prizes, Marie Curie, who discovered 2 elements, polonium and radium, and was also the first to coin the term radioactivity. After decades of working and researching in the laboratory to understand the phenomenon of radioactivity, it cost her a high price. Everything in her laboratory, including these notebooks, became extremely dangerous due to radiation contamination. Marie Curie later died from aplastic anemia, which was caused by her body being exposed to radiation. This led to her bone marrow becoming damaged and unable to produce new blood cells. After Marie Curie passed away, to protect those around her, she was buried in a lead-lined coffin, a metal that can shield against radiation.